From left to right, a marmot, a swallowtail butterfly and some blue butterflies. Welcome to my wildlife watching vlog, where I'm behind the camera and I point the lens at the wildlife, and I tell the story of my trip somewhere to see wildlife. This is the story of more than one trip to the Pyrenees, in particular to the Val de Gavarnie, where I visited, also worked as a guide one summer and visited again and again afterwards. I think it's an amazing place. You're going to see everything kind of pop in and out of the map, so it'll give you an idea about where everything is. This is episode 4 of my wildlife watching vlog, and I'm still kind of evolving how I'm going to do it. But I think the map thing works because it means I don't have to keep talking about where everything is, you can just kind of see it. So it means that I don't have to be so functional in everything I'm saying. Oh, look at this. Anyway, this is an Alpine Accentor. Years ago when I started wildlife watching, I remember seeing this in my bird book and thinking, oh, I'd love to see this because it's a specialist bird you can only see in the mountains. Very similar to a dunnock. It is related, and I've noticed they seem to use. I find that I see dunnocks up to about 2,000, 1,800 meters, and then after that I start seeing Alpine Accentors, and they kind of replace each other. This is a common Brassy ringlet, by the way. This butterfly, another specialist mountain. In this case, butterfly. This is a Lammergeier or bearded vulture. I've started calling it bearded vulture because the Lammergeier name is kind of, it's a bit, people don't like to call it that so much anymore because that means lamb vulture, and the point is vultures will just take anything that's dead. Shouldn't really be accusing them of taking lambs. It's not very fair. We're seeing lots of views here. By the way, I'm going to stop saying, oh, this is a special mountain species or whatever, because basically that's going to be true for everything unless I say otherwise, pretty much. Oh, I just said I wouldn't do it. Check this out. This is a Pyrenean iris, only found in the Pyrenees. Wow. I think it's exciting to see something that's only found in one particular place. This is a marmot. Big thick fur. It survives the winter in the Pyrenees by staying in burrows, and the winter is very, very long, so it has a very lazy winter and is just awake for a few months in the summer when the snow's melted and it can graze. So it's kind of like, how would you change a rabbit in order to make it be able to survive a longer winter? We make it larger, give it more fat reserves, give it a longer fur, and that's what the marmot looks like. You'd maybe get rid of the long ears because the long ears are useful, but if you're trying to survive a cold winter, you don't want so many extremities that can get cold. This is a Chalkhill blue and an Adonis blue, plus some other butterflies mixed in. I saw this by a river. I've found the Gavarnie Valley in particular is very good for seeing butterflies. This is a Pyrenean Saxifrage or Saxifrage, depending on how you want to pronounce it. Only found in the Pyrenees. Wow, and that was tall. That was like possibly up to a metre tall. And here you can just see the leaf balls, which will grow slowly and eventually it will flower 1 year. This is an Alpine Toadflax, one of my favourite alpine flowers. This is a chamois flower, which is named after the sort of grazing animal that's found in the mountain, which here is called an izzard. But it used to be called a chamois. This is getting a bit technical, isn't it? Right, let's chill out a bit. Oh, this is a stemless carline thistle. Famously, the dead ones are put on people's doors to bring them luck, particularly in the Pyrenees. And here's another marmot. This is a clouded yellow butterfly. And in a moment we'll see a swallowtail butterfly. So the clouded yellow and the swallowtail butterfly, not really unique to the Pyrenees, but I think the Pyrenees is uniquely a good place to see them. Was that poetic enough? I think so. And I was experimenting earlier with a bit of a pause during that Marmot one. Like I said, this is episode 4, so I'm still kind of trying to get a feeling for how to best make these videos. This is one of the many flower meadows, and here's a Pyrenean Eringo, only found in the Pyrenees, although similar species are found elsewhere. Here's a video of a Heath Fritillary. Again, found all over Europe, but I do find that Gavarnie is a particularly good place to see butterflies. This is some kind of ringlet, I'm not quite sure which one. And this is a mountain species of butterfly. So there we go, that's lots of examples of things that I've seen at Gavarnie. This is a view from the very top, just to prove we really are in the mountains, because we were kind of homing in a bit earlier, using close-up shots, but yeah, we genuinely are in the mountains. Look at that view from Col de Tourmalet. Courtrai is just to the west. I found that to be a very good spot for seeing things like lilies and get really good views of Pyrenean Izzard. Further west, I'm a big fan of Pic d'Annie. I think that's a beautiful place. Some very different geology compared to other parts of the Pyrenees. This is a Gavarnie blue butterfly, so named after the Gavarnie Valley, found mainly in this part of the Pyrenees, according to a lot of the sort of distribution maps that I've seen. And here's a video of a wheatear that I saw once at Pic d'Annie. If you're into motorhoming, Pic d'Annie is a great spot because you can park up during the summer, they don't mind. And in fact they seem to encourage it because I think they're really keen on trying to develop their summer tourism offerings so that they can make more kind of tourist dollar year round. And often motorhomes are seen as a kind of first movers in making a new place good for holidaying, because you don't need so much infrastructure to support them, and once that starts building up word of mouth, then you can start committing more money to putting other infrastructure in place for people that don't bring their own sort of holiday cottage with them. These are Griffon Vultures feeding on / fighting over this dead cow. I saw this at Col d'Orgon-Bideshka. I spent a whole summer at Col d'Orgon-Bideshka once counting migrating birds. Here are some honey buzzards circling in the thermals above the col. This is a really kind of, I think, a heartwarming story about a conservation success. Hunters used to hire the col so they could shoot migrating birds, but now conservationists pay a lot of money so that instead it's used for monitoring and countering the migrating birds. This is a wood mouse that I saw in the woods near Col d'Orgon-Bideshka. I know it's a wood mouse. Well, I saw it in a wood. I always think they look I don't know, there's a slightly different look to them than, say, a house mouse, and also very large ears. So Col d'Orgon-Bideshka is generally, I think, a great place to visit. There's a lot of day walks. You've got the, I think, amazing spectacle of the migrating birds of prey. I once saw 997 black kites in a single flock because we counted them all. It was incredible. And yeah, remember, check out my blog. If I've talked about something on this video, it's probably in the blog in much more detail. Thanks for watching.